Hello there, you're listening to Rock Made of Metal on Radio Cali with myself, Ian Burley, and right now I am with a band. I've been playing the song, been playing their single on my show for quite a while now. I'm happy enough to interview them. How about you introduce yourself, man, and what band you're from?
Hi, I'm Mark Jansen. I'm the guitar player grunter from Epica.
Okay, awesome. And what you doing in Glasgow right now?
I have no idea how I got here. No. We have a show here tonight, and it's not as cold as the days before, so I had a good time sightseeing in the afternoon, and now I'm ready for the show.
Yeah. I mean, as you were saying, actually, the last time you were here was ages ago. Like, you weren't even here.
Yes, that's right. This is the first time that we're here. It's in our 10-year history. Exactly 10 years ago, we did our very first show in the Netherlands, and now 10 years later, we play in Glasgow.
I know, it's crazy. So how does it feel to, like, this day for you? This day is big for you. It's your birthday, it's your first show day, kind of. Oh, it's your first time in Glasgow. How are you feeling about it?
When we look back in about 30 years, this must have been the highlight of our life.
Well, it's not. When you look back on it now, you're about to perform for the Glasgow audience then for the first time. I mean, how do you think that's going to go for you? What are you expecting?
I was already seeing the reactions of the people with the VIP session. Now they were reacting, and I said that I expect a wild crowd, and they promised me to not let me down. So I'm really curious. I have high expectations, I must say.
Oh, trust me, Scotland will meet those high expectations. Trust me, they're very good at that.
The crazier the better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's talking about the UK tour as well too. Actually, it's quite a small UK tour as well too. It must be nice to kind of come here and just be able to kind of chill out as we bit as well too, you know?
Yeah, you call it a small UK tour. For us, it's quite an extended tour. Because in most countries we have only time to play 1 or 2 shows, and France is an exception. Then it's a maximum 3 shows, and because we play basically all over the world, and there's only 365 days in a year, so we always have to shorten our tours. But here for the UK, it's quite some shows actually. So you call it a short tour, I call it a long one.
You get to see a lot of the UK in one go then, almost. I mean, has there any highlights of the cities that you've been so far?
Yeah, every day I went out to see the city centres and took some pictures. If you're interested, check out my Facebook profile. I post all these pictures that I make. Not all of them, but the best ones. And I must say that here in Glasgow, that's my favorite so far, because I went to the cathedral, and that was a great sight, and the cathedral itself was great. Also the surrounding with the hill, with all the graves, and the view from there. So yeah, I must say I enjoyed it. I enjoyed myself here.
Well, you're here for a good reason anyway. You're here because you're supporting your album along with Stream of Passion. Before we talk about the album, what is it like touring with Stream of Passion again? Especially since this is the first time as well touring Glasgow. How's that going?
Yeah, we toured with them before, and they are friends of us, so we know that there won't be any problems, and that we fit very well, the bands, and personally as well. That's why we even share the bus together. That's something we rarely do, because when you don't know another band, and if there is a drugs user or whatever, you can get into trouble without noticing before. And we know them very well; they know us. So yeah, it's a good package. And also live, I like the band to see them live. It's a good band, all skilled musicians, and now I miss them, but and you miss them as well.
Oh mate, trust me, I called up Madge. Can I do this at 6:30, please? I was like that. No, I saw a wee bit. They were amazing. Actually, the wee bit I got, they were fantastic.
Very cool.
Yeah, very good band. But just going back, because it sounds as though you're kind of talking from past experience, then, of like you've had a band on your you've toured with and it's gone really bad. Does that kind of stuff happen to you regularly, or is this just?
We almost never had a bad time with our support acts, but we had some bad experiences when we were supporting ourselves, a headliner, and it's not the band itself, but there are some crew members. They like to give the support bands a hard time, and I really cannot stand that kind of behavior. That's why we always do our very, very best to give our support acts the best possible treatment. And that's also, we hope that our support acts in the future, when they are headliners themselves, do the same with their support acts. because it's really no fun to get treated like shit on a tour. We all do the best, and I think also when I buy a ticket myself and I go to a concert, I want to see 3 good bands, for example, when there's a 3-band package, and I don't want to see 2 bands sounding like shit because they have all these sound and light restrictions, and 1 band amazing. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a hard enough time to try and do that for bands as well too.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
we could talk about that for like another 5 minutes actually, but I kind of want to get to the reason why you're here. It's for a new album, and it's released for a while now. And for the record, you're the first ever band where I've had to actually change the wording of this question, because I can't just go give us the basic info, because the album's just so complex in so many different ways. So with that said, like, can you explain some of the themes and concepts? What's the name of the album, the themes and concepts that went through this album?
The name of the album is Requiem for the Indifferent. Yeah. So see, it's even difficult for myself. And the basic idea behind it is that we are living nowadays in a world which doesn't feel natural anymore. In the past, the cultures were always living in close harmony with nature, and that's something we lost along the way. It's nowadays only about money, about power, about status, and we do not care enough about the world itself. This is the planet we live on, and it's like our house, like even our body. We have to take care of it very well. And now it's like we are like a drug abuser and using the planet like this. So it's not healthy, and everybody feels we have to make a change. But it has to happen at the top of the pyramid. At the top of the pyramid are these guys who have now. It's a small group of people who have basically all the money, and they are not willing to make this change. But if they would start making this change, then all this would be much easier. So we are basically on a dead-end road, driving in a Ferrari on high speed, and nobody finds the brake. Sooner or later, this Ferrari is gonna crash into the wall. Yeah. Hopefully, before that happens, we find a way out.
Yeah, exactly. And even from that description there, that's what it's so complex. This album, it's fantastic. And to be honest, I would go into questions about this, but there's interviews on YouTube already that just goes into so much detail about this. I don't really, I think, if you're listening now, go listen to one of these interviews as well too. That's really amazing stuff. But what I wanted to ask more was like kind of the reaction looking back at it, if you kind of get me. So you said this album, the album previous towards this one, Design Your Universe, you said you didn't know how to match that one. You didn't know if you could match that one. So do you feel as though you have matched that one then with this album?
Oh, it's hard to compare albums for me. Design Universe is still, I love that album a lot. But I also like the Divine Conspiracy. I also like Requiem for the Indifferent. But what I feel with Design Universe, it's a very special album for me. So personally, it's still my favorite. But nevertheless, we did our very best with Requiem for the Indifferent, and every time a fan steps up and says that's his or her favorite album, it makes me very proud as well. Of course, it's all like your children, and it's hard to pick a favorite one. But even parents, they often have a favorite child, but they would never say it.
You just kind of get the hint this way to that album a wee bit more. Actually, we'll keep an eye on it on the set list tonight, and the more songs you play on it, that's the one we know.
If we would have made a set list based on favorites from albums, then the set list would have looked completely different. But we make a set list based on many things, like fan favorites, also what Simone, she has a little cold now, so she cannot sing some songs. And so we put other songs in there. So it's always if there would be a setlist, with all my favorites, it would be a 3-hour set, and people would get bored. I guess
it would take far too long as it is anyway. Anyway, I feel as though my time's kind of running a wee bit short as we're speaking right now, which sucks. So I'd love to have a wee bit more. But just quickly before we go, can I get a quick message for the fans?
Yeah, I'm very happy that we are finally here, and I can't wait to play. And if it's really as great as the people tell me it's going to be, then we will be for sure coming back.
No problem. And thank you very much.